Happy new week, everybody. Wrapping up August, and here's how we do it. Grabbing a nice coffee, a nice drink. Basically, it's the end of your day in the Netherlands, 5 p.m., 10 a.m. here in Colombia. My name is Maria, co founder at 7 Days to Go. And together with more than 40 experts, we are doing this event regular, like Coffee Break with Maria and one of our experts. Today, we're going to talk about taxes. What a way to finish the whole month. I think really interesting to talk about taxes for entrepreneurs since it's a fundamental topic. Sometimes we're just talking about how to get clients or how to get things done, and it's amazing, but in the end we need to know the rules, especially if we're internationals in the Netherlands. I have been in the Netherlands for more than 10 years and I'm still learning about this. That's why I call the expert. I'm going to introduce you today to Marcel Kopman. Hey, here he is. Hello, Marcel.
Hey, hello.
You look really focused.
Yeah, no, I was reading some other things, so sorry.
No problemo. Well, Marcel here, he's working with us directly. So it's not only my accountant, but also helps a lot of entrepreneurs doing this. And together with more experts, that's the goal, in the end, to help people, to inform people, so people are not lost in translation, including Dutch and locals, because taxes are always abracadabra, difficult topic. But, okay, Marcel makes it easier to understand. And I think that, these 30 minutes that we have are going to be enough time for you to understand the big picture. So let's do first an introduction about yourself, Marcel. Who are you? Why are you an accountant? From all the things that you could do with your life. And tell us a little bit about your experience, your background, and then we can get started. For everybody who's watching, please, this is live for a reason. Post your questions via comments. There's no stupid question, especially not about taxes and accounting. Go ahead, Marcel. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Marcel Koopman. I have my own accounting firm now for 10 years. It's based in the Netherlands, Amsterdam. I've been working in the accountancy for 25 years. And 10 years ago, I decided to start my own business. And I'm an official accountant in the Netherlands, so I can make official statements if necessary. And you can ask me anything about accounting and the taxes in the Netherlands. So shoot.
Shoot. That's a good way to start this. Please shoot, everybody. I see that you're seeing us. And I'm going to remind you constantly. I'm going to just put this banner here. Hey. So everyone who's right now on Facebook or YouTube watching this video, don't feel shy. Tell us exactly what's happening with your business right now. If you're a starting entrepreneur or if you're already in business and you have some questions that you need Marcel for, here we are. Of course, within the event description, we have some questions that we're going to go through, but the idea is to make that as interactive as possible. So here with Marcel, I was mentioning before that he's also our accountant here at the Expert Pool. So he really knows how to translate Dutch laws, Dutch regulations in a way that we can understand it. And we're just chatting before this event. And normally Marcel will tell you, don't worry, everything is up under control. And you're like,
really? Control.
How is it to be under control in the Netherlands, Marcel? Let's talk about this. So let's say you start a new business. You are an international or a local, you start a new business in the Netherlands. Let's talk about the benefits that you have as a starting entrepreneur, first of all.
There's one question before the benefits, because the benefits depends on which legal entity you're choosing.
Okay, that's good.
Because in the Netherlands, you have two main entities which most people choose of. One is the eenmanszaak, and the other one is een besloten vennootschap, BV.
So translating, what's an eenmanszaak? Self-employed, right?
Yeah, self-employed, yes. And when you're starting as an eenmanszaak, you have the following benefits. The first 3 years of the start of your company, you get a benefit of, it's called starters aftrek, so starters deduction. And when you can prove that you work more than 1,225 hours on your company, and that's direct and indirect hours. So if you're making your own website, that also counts with the hours. And when you can prove that by your agenda that you worked that many hours to your company, then you get a starters deduction of 2,000 euros in the first 3 years. So the first 2,000 euros you earn is tax free. Also, when you worked the 1,225 hours on your company, you get zelfstandige aftrek. That's called self-employment deduction. It's more than 7,000 euros. And the starters deduction is a little bit more than 2,000. So the first, roughly the first 10,000 euros you earn in the first 3 years are tax-free. And there are some other deductions. There's the MKB profit deduction. That's a percentage of the amount above. But if people want to know that, I made a presentation which I did last time for Here to Start, and over there it's, I think, in my opinion, quite clear explained how it works.
Cool.
So if people want to know that, please, ask me the presentation, and I think that's clear. And for a
presentation, be a comment. Like if you send us for those who didn't register to the event. If we don't have your email, just make sure that we have it. Send a private message with your email, and then we're happy to share that presentation with you, with the whole overview of all the taxes, because I know that it sounds like abracadabra, like MKB, what is this? So there's a lot of benefits, what you're saying. And basically, if you're a starting entrepreneur and you're like registering yourself as a self-employed, then you will basically have you don't have to pay for the first 3 years. Is there a rule about a maximum? Like, for example, is there a maximum amount of money that you can, as your total turnover, so you can access that benefit, or it doesn't matter?
No, the benefit, you get the benefit when you, there's not a turnover criterion. The benefit, you get it when you work 1,225 hours to your company. But that's for a whole year. So when you start, for example, tomorrow, the 1st of September, then it's impossible to get the deduction, because from the 1st of September until the end of this year, it's not possible to work 1,225 hours. So that's a little bit strange of the Dutch law. You should say, well, when I start at the 1st of July, then I only need to do 50% of the 1,225 hours. But that's not it. It's 1,225 hours, and it's all or nothing.
Good.
But then you can apply for it next year.
So it's about the time spent in your business and how you track time. I think that's the case for a lot of people who are freelancing, like Sarah here, that she just moved to the Netherlands and she's like getting started. So of course, Sarah, we're going to send you the presentation. Please make sure that you share your email via inbox in case you haven't registered to the event before. We're happy to share the presentation, but also Marcel is also available for free one-on-one calls after this event. So I'm also going to share the link, so you can exactly describe your situation, what's happening with your business right now, or if you're really starting from scratch, what's the best legal entity for you, or like if you already decided, like Sarah, that you want to register as a freelance or as a self-employed, what are the benefits, or how you should go around your own taxes? So that's good. So you mentioned yes.
There's one important thing. One big difference between the eenmanszaak self-employed and a BV is that when you go bankrupt, of course, you never think you go bankrupt, but still, I think you yeah you need to take care of that. If you go bankrupt when you're having an eenmanszaak, you're also with all your private assets liable for the debts you make in your business. And when you have a BV, een besloten vennootschap, then when you go bankrupt and you apply to all the rules, then the company goes bankrupt and they don't can get to your private assets. So that's the thing. But when you're starting a company in the Netherlands and you have you have less than 100,000 euros on profit, then on tax purposes, an eenmanszaak, so self-employed, is much more profitable than a besloten vennootschap, because that's on taxes a little bit more expensive.
Okay, so it's better to choose.
It's better, but when you take a look at the presentation, it will.
Way more easy to understand. But in general, in a nutshell, what we're saying is that there are two main, or like two most popular, like legal entities, and depending on what you choose, you will get the benefits for both. Of course, if you're really starting from scratch, you normally will start registering yourself as a self-employed. That's exactly what I did like 10 years ago. But I know if that's something that happens, for example, I work with experts, I work with Marcel, and let's say Marcel gets sick or something, and then the client is mad at me. He's not mad at Marcel, he's mad at me. So he's going to come and sue me. And then if I'm a self-employed, then I will have a problem with that, because then I'm personally liable for whatever happens to one of my experts. That's right? Or to one of the people that I work with.
That's right. Because if it's partly right. It's a little bit. If you're with Here to Start are hiring an expert, and that expert is causing some damage by a client of Here to Start, Here to Start get a claim for the damage the expert did. Then it's possible that when that you're liable with your private assets.
That's it. So only when you have a VV, you are not, liable with your private assets. Yeah. Indeed. But then there's like when I went to the Netherlands the first time, like long time ago, I asked, what should I do? And then, okay, first register as a self-employee. And if your business really works out, and you grow and you have a lot of clients and you hire people, of course, that's the time to switch to a VV, right? When is the right time to consider that, Marcel? What is your recommendation?
If you're looking only from tax purposes, then the turning point is around 90,000 euros on the profit on a year. When you get a higher profit, then the BV is more profitable for tax reasons. And are you below that amount, then the eenmanszaak is more profitable. But again, look at the presentation and you will see.
So the presentation says everything, but in the end, the recap will be that 80, you need to earn, you should consider switching from an eenmanszaak, from a self-employed, to a VV when you're already making between 80 to 90,000 euros per year. Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about declarations. So what do you have to declare in the Netherlands? When do you have to declare that?
That's also we have then again the two main entities which are chosen. When you choose for a eenmanszaak, so self-employed, you have to do most of the times each quarter your VIT statement, and once a year your income declaration. And within that income statement, you also adjust your profits from your eenmanszaak. So mainly when you have an eenmanszaak and you have no employees, you only have a VIT and your income tax. When you have a BV, then there are some more taxes which you should hit. The BV needs to do also a VIT statement. The BV needs to, because when you start a BV, you are a director on your own company. So you need to start up a salary administration, and you need to do monthly your wage tax. And at the end of the year, the company needs to do a profit tax statement, a vennootschapsbelasting. And you as a private person still needs to do your income tax statement, but that's a very easy one when you're employed by your own BV, because the taxes are already paid by your BV. So it depends on which entity or which legal form you choose. If you only have your VIT and your income tax statement, or with the BV, VIT, wage tax, profit tax, and of course your personal income tax.
Wow, sounds like we need to prepare a lot of things. That's why we have more.
Well, it's not that difficult, but yeah, please find somebody who can advise you what you should do. And I think, in my opinion, it's a little bit better to pay somebody to do all the stuff for you, because especially in the income tax, there are some deductions which you need to know, and it can save you a lot of money when somebody who totally understands how it works can do it.
Yeah, of course. So, that's why we have an expert. So that's why we work with Marcel on that. You know, for me, it was really like that. In the beginning, you try to do everything by yourself. One thing that is really affecting how you can, you know, evolve as an entrepreneur in the Netherlands is dealing with local rules, right? And if it's really complicated, sometimes even for my Dutch friends to translate things for me, you know, imagine if you just try to do all these declarations by yourself. Also, the tax office itself is still really in Dutch, you know, they only have limited time slots for English service, and all the letters, all the communications are 100% in Dutch. So if you don't understand Dutch, and then you need to also deal with understanding how the Dutch taxation system works, you have a big problem. And I mean a big problem in terms of spending the time that you have and your hours to invest in your own business, trying to figure out a system that is already there, and that experts, of course, accountants and certified accountants like Marcel know exactly how to do it, how to go around it. So yeah, in the end, if you decide to work with help, that is basically our advice. What then do you need to prepare? Like, what do you normally, if I will be your client, Marcel, what do I need to prepare or to give you access to, you know, these, or like, I don't know, use a special application to keep track on expenses?
Well,
how does it
work? We normally make a connection between the bank account of your company and the bookkeeping system. So every night at I think 3 o'clock, it doesn't matter, the mutations of last day are read into the bookkeeping system, and then you need to give me access to your invoices, and they will automatically be booked by a scan and recognize software. And then everything will be prepared, and other people like to do it to do the administration by themselves. For example, when you have when you just started and you have a very small business, some clients use Excel to keep track on all their outgoing and incoming mutations. But when you're getting a little bit bigger, Excel is not sufficient enough. So but for the start, it can work. So it's normally what the client wants, how we cooperate together. So if you want to do everything by yourself, then I do a quarterly check just before the VIT statement, if everything is done in the right way. And if you want us to do your complete administration, then we set up some software systems, so the software can do the most of the job, and then manually we do some last things, and then it's done. So it depends on what the client wants, and also how big it is. Because if you're using the software for a very, very small business, well, that's almost shooting with a big cannon on a very small thing. So it's what the client wants.
So even if you decide, of course, to do it hassle-free by using technology, if you tell me, what do you prefer, to do yourself, to synchronize your bank account with my booking system? I'm like, that one, that one for sure, because then you don't need to care about like what's happening until the declaration comes. But basically, if I collect my invoices, I receive, I'm paying for my hosting, my domain, all these expenses, I should also keep all these invoices somewhere for, like, in case the tax office needs any verification or any type of checking afterwards, or not. Do I need to collect my invoices in a...
Yeah, of course you need to collect them, and you need to save them for 7 years.
For 7 years?
For 7 years, yeah. Yeah, the tax authorities, they can ask for your invoices 7 years back. So if you don't have them, they will make an adjustment to what they think your invoices were. So please keep track on them. But with all the software these days, Google Drive, Dropbox, well, it's not that hard to keep all your invoices in one place. So but please keep them.
Yeah, I even recommend, like, if you have online banking, for example, like Boonk allows you to also take a photo of the expense. So it's not only deducted from your account, but you can also take the photo as a payment proof of that expense. And of course, most invoices right now come digital, of course. Like normally, if you go, that's another question. If you have like a lot of meetings like I have, and you go for coffee and you pay for all these things at restaurants and bars and you host events, and let's say you get physical receipts, then you just take a photo and that's it? Or you need to keep the physical receipt out as well?
No. If you're having your invoices and receipts only digital, that's okay. But the only thing the tax authorities want is that you should be able to show them. For example, if you have all your invoices in a PDF, and in 5 years PDF is no longer accessible, then you have a problem. But that's
that will be a big problem, I think.
But then that's. But for example, when you have your all your receipts and all your invoices in a digital format, which is no longer accessible, I can't imagine right now which one that should be. But for example, if you have one, then you have the problem because you have to show all the invoices. So But on the other hand, if you have everything in PDF or in a picture from your phone, well, that's
good. So basically, if you are doing this since the very beginning, make sure that everything is organized. Have somebody like Marcel doing the whole declaration for you, because also he will know what type of benefits you have access. For example, when I was like also working with my accountant, he told me, do you know that you can have some tax benefit for your health insurance? I'm like, really? I'm from Colombia. I'm not used to do, and like I never think about the government as an entity that can give me money for anything in any way. So it's like, hey, the government is going to give you this money for your health insurance. I'm like, what? And that was like something for me shocking as a Colombian in the Netherlands at first. So it's good to work with a local who knows the rules and can let you know what type of extra benefits you have access to, because normally you have no idea. Yeah, just for instance, we can also talk about the Corona crisis benefit and how this was helping a lot of entrepreneurs still. And we were just talking about it. I was also shocked about it. But before we got to the Corona tax benefit, people, we're almost wrapping up. We have like 6 minutes. So if you have questions, this is the time. Please shoot your questions. Don't wait until you receive the presentation or you talk to Marcel. We still have some time to reply to a couple of questions. So please, for those who are watching, feel free to do it. So right now, I want to talk about how the system works also in times of crisis. Now with the corona crisis, what happened, Marcel? We can just inform people about this special TOSO benefit, sorry.
Well, the TOSO, there were 2 TOSOs in the Netherlands. TOSO 1, it's already done and finished. If you haven't applied for it, bad luck, because it's no longer possible. And at this moment, TOSO 2 and TVL, it's the government will pay for some how do you say it? Constant costs in your company, and it depends on in which sector your company is working. They made an adjustment for how many, what kind of percentage the total constant costs of your company are, and then you can get a refund of that. But that also depends on your big number. That's a number you get when you go to the Chamber of Commerce and you enter your company over there. Then they will say, well, in which sector are you working? And then they give you an extra code. And it depends on the code if you get your money or not. So,
okay, that's really good to know.
Yeah.
I also, good that Sarah is asking this question now, because also I have clients overseas. So look at this question. If I have a UK-based clients that pay me in pounds into a UK account, but I live here in the Netherlands, where do I pay the taxes? Declare it.
If I have a UK-based client,
yeah,
but the client is based in the UK, and Sarah is living in the Netherlands.
Yes.
And she's sending an invoice to her client in the UK. Then that's a profit for her company over here in the Netherlands. So you pay taxes over it in the Netherlands. You don't have to pay VAT because it's outside of the Netherlands. But the invoice you send is a part of your profit and loss. So your profit will be a little bit higher due to that you're sending the invoice to your customer in the UK. And if he pays you in euros or in British pounds, well, that doesn't matter because you make a calculation on how much is it is in euros, because you have to pay everything over here in the Netherlands in euros.
That's it. That's also for me. Like I have clients in Colombia or in the US. My company is Dutch. So normally I just send an invoice. If they prefer to have it with their local currency, then my quotation and my invoice will be in the local currency, like so in Colombian pesos or dollars. But then, of course, when we declare that with Marcel, we convert, we do the conversion, the exchange rate to euros and declare it in the Netherlands. That's also a good benefit for us internationals in the Netherlands, that we can offer our clients abroad like zero VAT, So it's an export of service. So when I have clients in Colombia, I also, like, the invoice will say, like, for example, consultancy, X amount of euros, VAT zero, it's abroad, outside EU. And also for within the EU, there's special regulations as well. If you have clients in Spain, for example, what will be the situation for those one?
Well, you need to make an extra adjustment to your VAT statement. You need to make it's called a I don't know the English word. It's called an intracommunicataire levering. So you need to write down the VAT number of your Spanish client, and then the VAT will be done to Spain, and you don't have to charge him or her VAT.
Yeah, But there's a system in Europe where you, for example, this client from Spain, they needed to be validated in that system so their VIT number can be checked, you know? So basically, if it's confirmed, then I can give them VIT 0. If it's not in the system, I need to charge 21% VIT, right?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Because you need to make, by your quarterly VIT statement, you need to make an extra statement. It's called an ICP statement. And on that statement, you need to fill in the VIT number of your Spanish client and the amount you charge him. And in Spain, your client will also say, well, I received this invoice from the Netherlands, and also do that. And then they will check it. They make a check on it. And if it doesn't match, then you will get a letter.
That's great. Well, as you can see, there's a lot of things to think about so far. Thank you for Marcel for this time. It's amazing.
My pleasure. It was my pleasure.
VIT in the Netherlands is 21%, Sarah. Yeah, she's asking what is the percentage. It's 21%. So if you haven't registered your business yet, you know, this is the perfect event for you right now. So I'm posting in comments for both people who are watching us from on Facebook and YouTube. What's the link so you can book a meeting with Marcel? Here it is. Yeah. So you can see it here. So you can book Marcel via this link. And then you have 20, yeah, you're welcome, Sarah. So you can have a free one-on-one with Marcel and see exactly where you're standing, you know, if you're already recently registered, or if you're still thinking how to register your business, what type of benefits you have. And that's it. And please send a PM, private message with your email so we can send you the full presentation with all the details on what's happening in the Netherlands. I know it's a lot to take for like 31 minutes, but I appreciate the effort of Marcel, like trying to recap this. But our advice, and that's why we actually, thought about the expert pool, is don't do it alone. You know, there's people that already been there, done that, and they know what they are talking about. And for us, especially for internationals in the Netherlands, we need that. We need to skip the line. Otherwise, the learning curve will take years. Trust me, I'm like 10 years in the Netherlands. I'm still learning from Marcel. Like, really? Yeah, so thank you. And thank you for everybody who's watching. Maria, Marin, thank you. For everybody who's going to watch this video later, we're going to be also checking comments and replying throughout the week. Okay? And that's it.
Okay.
Thank you, Marcel.
Well, have a nice day. Enjoy your morning coffee in Colombia, and talk to you soon.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.
Stay in touch, and
bye.
Bye.